I grew up in the downtown east side, and I'm standing right behind me right now is a house I grew up in right there. It's the one with the pink teepee, and it's still up today. I really can't believe it. I expect the house to be gone after all these years, but it's still there. It's on Cordova Street, which is just like right next to Union Gospel Mission, so now you know why I support the place. I should buy the place and turn it into a safe house or something, you know?
Yeah, that would be good.
I almost want to actually knock on the door and see who's living in it right now, but I think I'll leave them alone. And you notice the house directly over a few doors down, there's some guy sitting on the roofs. I see studying. I think that's actually pretty cool. I mean, it's not a makeshift patio.
Right, it's just real.
I wish my roof was a little bit, not as steep. Like my roof is like this. I just slide off.
The impetus of all this was really, are we being out on the street and are we actively looking for people that that A may not want to be found for one, and B may not even know that we're here as a mission locally. So out of that, Bruce Curtis, our chaplain, he's our senior chaplain, said that we went down to like Seattle and Seattle Rescue Mission there, and they had a search and rescue van that would go out only during the really cold nights of the year to pick up people and bring them back to the mission. So the connection was kind of made. You know what? We should be a mission on wheels. We've got a fleet of vehicles. Why don't we do something like they have in Seattle, but yet outfitted as a mini mission on wheels? And so this is where kind of this idea started and germinated. What this is that it's a Sprinter, like a cargo van. We gutted what was in it and we rebuilt it. And so really the essence of this is that we want it to be able to go to people that are in back alleys, Stanley Park, under bridges, any parts like down near the water, so we can get to them. And really, this is a pre-contact type of vehicle where some people don't even want to have any contact with us here, but yet the purpose is to go out and to reach people and to establish relationship. So when they're ready to come in, we already have a relationship with them through our main driver.
Well, I was born and raised in this wonderful city in Vancouver, and I ended up manager of a couple of hotels in the city, and I got to learn about the pleasures of drugs and alcohol while I was doing that, being in the hospitality industry, and it took me to a place where I don't think that anything but a place like the Union Gospel Mission could have done anything for me to turn my life around. I believe honestly that, well, to be honest, there was a thought going through my mind after numerous years, maybe 2 decades of chronic alcohol and drug abuse, that a thought that originated in my mind that stuck there, that kept going on, and that thought was that the world would be a better place without me. So while I was using drugs or alcohol, or when I wasn't, it was a continued voice that was just chronically going on in my mind. The only thing that stopped me from doing that was the lack of courage to follow through with that thought. I ended up, through a friend, going to an Alpha program where I met a friend who used to work here at Union Gospel Mission. And he said, he gently told me, he said, John, if you think that you might have a problem with drugs or alcohol and it's out of control, I want you to go see my friend Morris McElray. And one day I got enough courage to make that trip because the thought got a little louder. The world would be a better place without me, and I came down here, got involved in the drug and alcohol program, and I was able to kind of be encouraged for a few months, 6 or 7 months, but it didn't take. Things got worse. And I think I went for another 1.5 years on my own, trying to kind of straighten out some of the things that had gone sideways. I was employed again temporarily as a landscaper, but incapable of being self-supporting in the community. And I had to come back here again. And thank God that the Union Gospel Mission extends grace and mercy and compassion and doesn't look at people that don't get it the first time like failures. And they welcomed me with a warm heart, and I went through the program again, and something miraculously happened where I guess I surrendered, and I allowed what we kind of base everything on being a faith-based operation. I allowed the Lord Jesus Christ into my heart. You know, I said, you know what, I can't do it. I think I'll let you. And I need to know if you're real, and I need to know right now, and something miraculously happened and turned my life in a different direction. Since that day, life hasn't gotten any easier. I think I've made more mistakes, you know, because I believe that, you know what, there's a lot more to be responsible for today than just doing what you want, when you want, with who you want, wherever you want type of lifestyle that I was living. And today it's not about that. It's about what we can do for the people in the community and the people that are really struggling like I was. And sometimes, you know, we look at them being oppressed. Sometimes they bring it upon themselves, and we understand that. But sometimes there are some barriers and some issues that, you know, the community can't really step in and do anything about, where I think we do a really good job. I think we do, because I think that we extend something from the Union Gospel mission standpoint that some of the things or other places in the community can't, and that's the love of Christ that comes from Him. And everybody that works here, I believe, puts God first and foremost in their life, and through an extension of His love, we can go into those places where I would say that most other places wouldn't care to go. And it's not that the society doesn't care about them, it's just what can you do about somebody that doesn't want to do anything for themselves. And I think that, you know what, this place here has established a heart that can go into the deep, dark alleys and places and encourage people. Because there's people like myself, and I'm not lifting myself up, but there's people like myself who know what that feels like, who can be empathetic with that person. And maybe not judge what they're doing in their behavior, but actually feel the pain in the heart and the disconnection of where they've ended up in life. And you know, it's a great team effort here. It's just not all about going out there and trying to save the world, but it's about playing the part that God's called you to play and knowing what that part is. And there's a wonderful team here, not only in outreach but in the whole building here. Our president, Morris McElray, started out with him and his wife and another person 30 years ago, and now this operation's close to about 150, Lisa?
No, it's actually 60, since 1940.
Oh no, but how many people are we employing now?
Sorry, 130.
130? So the vision that God gave Morris 30 years ago has kind of impacted and brought some people around that feel that there is a need and a call in life to actually stand in the gap for some of these people that have probably slipped through the gaps, or maybe could slip through the gaps. And you know, this place here is open 364 days a year. And we're open from 6 o'clock in the morning from our drop-in centers right until 6 o'clock in the morning again when we let the people go from the shelters. So it's a 24/7 operation, and there's always something being done for the benefit of somebody who's hurting in the community. And I think that that's what provides the satisfaction and fulfillment in my life, where drugs and alcohol used to take that place. You know, doing something kind for somebody is something that you can't put a price tag on. It's free, but in giving that, you receive something that's also you can't put a price tag on either. And that's the kind of lifestyle I believe that we try and show the people that come here that they can have too. That it isn't all about what you maybe accumulated in this world, but it's about what's inside that really counts.
That's awesome.